We have an update tonight on that breaking news we have been following now for over an hour in Moraine. We now know Montgomery County dispatchers just confirmed for us moments ago that this was an active shooter situation. That is why there was a large police presence in Moraine. We want to give you an idea of where exactly this is happening right now. Here's a map. Let's take a closer look. Police are all gathered around the D-Max facility that's along Dryden Road in Moraine. We are kicking off tonight. We do have team coverage. However, we want to kick things off tonight with my co-anchor, Adam Arrow. I know that Gwyneth Falloon is trying to get some other information and confirm some other things from folks who may have been inside the building. Adam, as I mentioned, we were able to confirm just moments ago from Montgomery County dispatchers this was an active shooter situation. So once you arrived on the scene around 9:30, 9:45 tonight, would that large police presence then make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely, Elise. It fits exactly what we were worried about when we first came on scene here, and that was that massive police presence. Before we show you video of that, I want to show you what the scene looks like right now. Take a look. You can see that there's a handful of first responder vehicles here. There is some paramedic vehicles as well as police and maybe a sheriff car. There's also been some unmarked lit vehicles going in. We believe those are detectives who are now trying to process whatever happened here at this massive scene. Now, if we could go to the video from earlier tonight, that was when that massive presence of officers, photojournalist Jared, who I'm with right now, said there was about 30 to 40 or so vehicles that all converged on this facility. Now, this is a massive facility. It's 540,000 square feet. There's 800 people that work here. There was about 200 working here when all this was happening. So this was a massive, massive response, and you got people from different jurisdictions as well. You had Moraine, you had Dayton, you had Kettering. We saw Montgomery County, West Carrollton. There were many all converging on this area trying to figure out what was going on. We also saw all the employees that were evacuated out of that facility and were milling about by the fence waiting for instructions on what to see.
Now, Adam, of course, we are working to get more information from that scene tonight. And I do know that you had mentioned that there were some ambulances who were coming and going. How many of them may have had their lights on? Obviously, that's an indication that there may have been somebody inside. How many had their lights on when they left since you've been on the scene?
Well, before I got here, Jared was telling me that there was about 2 that left. One of them had their sirens and lights, obviously projecting an urgency as they were leaving the scene. We've been working tonight very hard to confirm where those folks and how many were taken to area hospitals. Now, Premier Health had told us that they were not taken to Miami Valley Hospital, which of course is important because Miami Valley Hospital is the region's only level 1 trauma center. So when there's a mass injury, mass casualty situation, folks would be going to that facility. We're working with Kettering now, trying to verify if perhaps they were sent there or where those folks were sent to. Police have not given any kind of news conference or update to us, so we're still waiting on a lot of specifics about what exactly happened here tonight. So still a lot of questions, but it's starting to become a little bit more clear now as we are in the 11 o'clock hour.
You mentioned that the scene is starting to clear up a little bit there. Have you seen any other employees? I know you mentioned that they were outside the facility when you first arrived.
Yeah.
Are there any employees still standing outside at this point, or anybody sort of milling around around the facility?
Very few. We did see a couple of them that were walking out of that parking lot area that went across the street. I'm not aware of where the back entrance of this facility would be. This is, of course, the main one right here that's been blocked off for the last hour and a half plus. So no one was leaving out of this area, but there likely is another exit, and we were told by a couple people that folks were leaving out of another exit. So no, we have not seen those employees that we were seeing earlier tonight inside that fence line like we were before. So again, still waiting to hear exactly what transpired here tonight.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. And again, we will get back to you in just a moment. But we do have a statement that was sent out from D-Max to all D-Max employees saying, quote, there has been a plant emergency at the D-Max Marine facility. All marine production operations have been suspended at this time until further notice. Additional information will be shared as soon as available. And now we want to get out and continue our team coverage tonight. Dayton 24/7 Hours Gwyneth Falloon has also been live out at the scene for us for over an hour now. Gwen, I know that you just spoke with a woman who was inside the facility when that shooting went down. What did she hear and what did she tell you?
That's right, Elise. I just spoke with a woman. We actually moved a little bit farther down. There's a second exit where cars are coming in and out of. It's a little farther down the road, but I just spoke with a woman. She was very shaken up, out of breath, and tells me she was working and all of a sudden she heard loud gunshots. She tells me she is okay. She was able to calm herself down, but again, she tells me she heard very loud gunshots while she was inside that facility working.
Now, Gwen, I know you mentioned that she was very shaken up, so she may have not have mentioned this, but did she happen to hear or see if anyone was injured out of that shooting?
She did not have that information. Again, she just seemed very shaken up. All she told me was she heard loud gunshots while she was working.
Okay, Gwen, and I know you spoke to some other folks who were kind of around the facility tonight as well. What have they been telling you as they've been waiting, maybe even to hear from loved ones who were inside the building?
Yeah, well, we'll start there. I spoke with a mom. That was right when I arrived on scene. That was about 9:30, 9:35. She's a mother. She tells me her daughter was inside the facility, but she does tell me that, or she did tell me, excuse me, that she was able to confirm that her daughter was outside and she was confirmed safe. I also have been speaking with bystanders. I was able to speak with 2 assembly workers. They are current employees of DMAX right now. They tell me it is just a massive building. I am quite a ways down from where Adam and our photographer Jared is. It would probably take us about 15 minutes to get down there. It's a really, really big facility. Those 2 workers tell me it would take probably 15 to even 20 minutes to get from one side of the building to the other. I also spoke with a woman who used to work at this building and work in this facility. She tells me sometimes it could take up to 10 minutes just to get from the employee parking lot inside the building. So really just a massive, massive building, Elise.
All right, Gwen, thank you so much. We appreciate your hard work out there tonight. Now, we did just get an email from Moraine Police about the DMAX incident. They're not giving us an update at this point, but they are telling us that they will be making a statement from the scene tonight. The active threat is over, and they will be coordinating with the media crews on this scene, and they're just asking for everyone's patience at this hour. So we do know that this is an active shooter situation that was inside the DMAX facility, and we want to give you a little bit of information about the DMAX facility itself. It has 540,000 square foot manufacturing facility, and it officially opened in 1999. Now, take into account the 540,000 square feet that police and first responders had to go through inch by inch when they first arrived on the scene just after 9 o'clock tonight to make sure that that active threat was no longer a threat inside that facility. They also, we do know there were several medics that were out on that scene as well. We know several had left with lights on. We do know from our photojournalist, Jared, who was the first to arrive on the scene tonight, telling us at least 2 ambulances left with their lights on when he was there. He did tell us there were 30 to 40 cruisers from several jurisdictions who were out at that scene tonight. So again, just take into account that 540,000 square foot facility and that police had to go inch by inch. Now, we do know DMAX employs a total of 800 people here in the Miami Valley. We know about 200 were inside the facility when that active shooter situation broke out. This also includes a 44,000 square foot administration building, and production on the motors began back in 2000. So DMAX has been a part of the Miami Valley, this community, for 23 years. This is another live look at that scene. Again, we do know that Moraine Police have just emailed the stations here tonight and letting us know that they will be making a statement from the scene tonight, and that active threat is over. So as soon as we get more information, we will let you know. And as soon as we get more information from the scene, we will let you know. But we will continue to follow this very developing and breaking situation. Again, we do now know that this was an active shooter situation that was happening inside the DMAX facility. We will get back out there live with Adam and Gwen in just a moment. But for now, we are going to send it to break. We briefly want to give you another update here tonight. This is an active shooter situation at the DMAX facility. You can see it as a very active scene tonight. We are continuing to follow this breaking news. We have team coverage, and we're going to have another live update coming up in just a moment.
For weather right now, we have been on the quiet side. You probably saw a hazy, smoky sky today. We have some smoke from the wildfires in Western Canada making their way in. That's going to linger tonight into tomorrow. You could see mostly clear skies otherwise. Our next weather maker off to our northwest. You could see a line of showers with a cold front that will make its way through by late tomorrow evening. So timing it out for us, staying mild tonight, not as cold as we have been, waking up to 50s and 60s by early tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, upper 70s, could see some lower 80s, a little bit more humid. Stray shower popping up across the area, but most of the day is going to be dry. But by 5 p.m., we'll notice that line off to our northwest start to approach the area. This is about 11 p.m. Rain, scattered showers, few thunderstorms making their way into the region by late into our Friday evening, Friday night. Could potentially see a stronger storm or two, but our severe threat with this is fairly low. That will continue to head off to the east. By 5 a.m. on Saturday, still a few lingering showers. Notice it does get much cooler in the 50s, and then that heads off to the east. We'll be in the 60s as we look into our Saturday afternoon and eventually those 70s too.
And again, we want to head back out tonight to that active shooter situation that is happening at DMAX facility. We do have it confirmed through Montgomery County dispatchers that it was an active shooter inside the DMAX facility. We do have team coverage tonight. My co-anchor Adam Arrow has been live at the scene for over an hour. And also Gwyneth Falloon has been live out at the scene. Now, Gwen, I'm going to send it to you first because I know you just spoke with someone who was leaving the facility. And what did they tell you?
Yeah, I've been trying to speak with people as they exit the facility. I just spoke with one employee. He tells me all he saw was people running out of the building, and he did tell me he saw one person injured. I also spoke with another woman that was probably about 10 minutes ago or so. She was very, very shaken up, almost out of breath, as you can imagine, just like I said, shaken up. She tells me all she heard was gunshots. She tells me thankfully she is okay. The other gentleman that I spoke with who tells me he saw one person injured, he also told me that he is okay as well.
Now, the person who told you that he saw one person injured, was he able to describe their injuries to you at all? And did they seem to be okay?
He was not able to describe really anything he saw. He said all he saw was just people everywhere running, and he did see just one person injured. He was not able to really describe much else, unfortunately, but again, he did tell me he saw one person injured.
I know you spoke with another woman who was leaving the facility tonight as well, and I believe she confirmed for you that she had heard gunshots inside that facility. Was she able to tell you how many she may have heard?
She did not tell me how many, but I know she told me this twice. She heard gunshots with an S. Again, not sure how many. Again, she was very, very shaken up, but she did say that she was working when she heard gunshots ring out.
All right, Gwen, thank you so much. You've been working hard out there. We really appreciate it. And we want to head back out to my co-anchor, Adam Arrow, who has also been live out at the scene tonight. And Adam, I know that you have mentioned that this scene has started to dwindle a little bit. I do know Marine Police have also emailed all of them, the stations, the local stations, to say that they will be giving some sort of statement tonight. Has there been sort of any indication? Has anyone approached you yet?
No one has approached us yet about that statement, but as you mentioned, Moraine Police sent out that email minutes ago saying that active threat is now over and the investigation is continuing. They're also asking for patience while they process what is a massive facility, a massive scene here tonight. A lot of questions, obviously, throughout the evening tonight. Some of those questions now answered. As you mentioned, the dispatch confirming that there was an active shooter. The threat is now over, according to Moraine Police. We still don't know how many people were injured out of this, if there were any severe injuries. We're still waiting to confirm that. As we've mentioned at 10 o'clock on Fox and now here at 11, no patients, we confirm with Premier Health, were sent to Miami Valley Hospital, which of course is important because Miami Valley Hospital is the only level 1 trauma center in the region. So we're still working to confirm that. Obviously, the severity of the injuries as well, we're working to confirm. So there's still a lot of questions, but some of the big ones, including, is there still an active threat? We now know that is not the case, that it is over. They are now processing and preparing to release a statement to the public.
Now, Adam, when you first arrived on the scene around 9:40, 9:45, what is the difference that you're seeing from then to now? Can you describe for us what the difference is?
Well, it's massive, and as we talked about, now that we know that there was a report of an active shooter, you can see why it was so massive. I believe we have some video we can show you in a second here, but first, look at the scene now. There's only a handful of first responder vehicles here, including an ambulance and a couple of police vehicles, as well as some detective vehicles as well inside the parking lot. But earlier tonight, if we can see that video, if it's available, it was massive. About 30 to 40 first responder vehicles inside of this facility, actively and urgently, very much so, coming to this area and trying to figure out what was going on and responding to those reports that we've now confirmed were of an active shooter here at the DMAX facility in Moraine. Now, since that point, those have dwindled fairly significantly in just the hour and a half, almost 2 hours now that we've been here. It's now only a handful of vehicles, but as you can see in that video, it was a massive response, and understandably so, when you have any kind of situation that calls for an active shooter potential. So again, as we are back out here live now, we are still waiting for Moraine Police to come over here. We have the media folks are all over here waiting for Moraine Police to provide some kind of update statement, hopefully take some questions from us as well about what exactly transpired inside that facility tonight and what happens moving forward.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. And of course, if the Marine Police Department comes over while we are on the air, we will, of course, take that live. Adam, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So we want to just give you a little bit of information about the DMAX facility itself in Moraine. It is 540,000 square feet of manufacturing facility. It officially opened in 1999. And now that we have confirmed this was an active shooter situation, of course, we know that that means that police had to go in inch by inch and make sure that there was no longer an active threat, which again, they did confirm for us tonight just moments ago. DMAX employs a total of 800 people from the Miami Valley, again, has been around for 23 years. It includes a 44,000 square foot administration building. Production on the motors started in 2000, and it currently produces Duramax 6.6 V8 turbo diesel engines. In April, the facility had just celebrated producing its 3 millionth Duramax diesel engine. Now, of course, we will be following this story for you throughout the entire evening, throughout the entire night. We will be giving you updates on our social media websites, on our website, Dayton247now.com. You can actually head there right now because we do have an updated web script with video and live shots right now with all of the information we have confirmed for you tonight. And of course, we will continue to follow this developing situation. But for now, we're going to send it to break. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. We are continuing to follow that breaking news happening right now out of Moraine. We do have it confirmed that it was an active shooter situation. We want to give you an idea of exactly where this is happening. So if we can take that map here and kind of zoom in, there we go. This is happening at the D-Max facility on Dryden Road in Moraine. We do know yet again, we have confirmed with the Montgomery County Dispatch that this is an active shooter situation. We also confirmed with Moraine Police, who sent an email out to all of the stations, that the active threat is now over, and we are waiting to get a statement from them. As we continue to wait to hear from police, we now do want to begin our team coverage tonight with Dayton 24/7 Now's Gwyneth Falloon. And Gwen, you have been trying to talk to people as they have been leaving the facility tonight, because we do know that D-Max has shut down production until further notice because of this active shooter situation. I know that earlier tonight you spoke with a mother whose daughter was inside when this happened. What did that mom tell you?
That's right, Elise. I did speak with the mom. That was probably about 9:30. She seems to have left this area, but she told me at the time that her daughter called her. And again, we're still working to figure out what exactly happened, but she did call from inside, she did call her mom from outside to confirm that she was safe. Her mom didn't have too much information, but again, the mother tells me that her daughter was confirmed safe. We are still working to figure out what exactly went on here tonight.
And of course, I know that you've been talking to a few folks, about 3 people, I think you told me in a text message, as they were leaving the facility. What exactly did they tell you in the sequence of events that they may have heard or seen?
That's right, Elise. I spoke with 3 employees who told me they were working here tonight. As we've been reporting all night, there are about 200 people working at the D-Max facility tonight. One woman, she was very, very shaken up, almost out of breath, just distraught almost, as you can imagine. She tells me she was working and all she heard was gunshots. We don't know how many. She wasn't sure, but she did say gunshots with an S. I also spoke with 2 gentlemen. One told me he was also working. He really doesn't remember much, but he tells me he saw just people running, and he did tell me that he saw 1 person injured. I just spoke with another gentleman. He really didn't have too much to say. He tells me he was in a different part of the building, and I kind of want to touch on that now. This is really a very